When the temperature drops, the heat begins to rise. At a time of year when many try to escape it, there are some who seek out the freezing cold and embrace it. Because in order to play one of the world's hottest sports, you have to start with a cold sheet of ice. And that's just the beginning. The better you get at this game, the more it rocks. Curling is a sport of skill and strategy, where success depends on a smooth delivery and nerves of steel. Because sometimes the margin of victory is so small, it's measured in millimeters. Tonight, the final draw in this international round-robin tournament, all three U.S. teams seeking crucial points in their quest to grab the American Cup. Will the Americans outlast their rivals, or will we see another nation celebrating on American ice? The answers? They're next on the final Friday of NBCSN Curling Night in America. NBCSN proudly presents another edition of NBCSN Curling Night in America. Nestled a couple hours north of the Twin Cities of Minneapolis-St. Paul, it's Eveleth, Minnesota, a hockey hotbed home to the largest authentic hockey stick in the world, and also the site of Curl Masabi serving as great host for this season of Curling Night in America on NBCSN. Plenty of fans showing their support of the home squads, and the U.S. hoping to have plenty of it on the final night of competition. Jason Knapp here with 2006 Olympic bronze medalist Pete Fenson. Our Tanith White will check in with a report in a moment. Final draw of the competition, and we'll see Jamie Sinclair and the United States women matched up against Scotland. Plenty to play for all these teams in the final night of the overall four-nation event. In mixed doubles, the U.S. team of Dropkin and Anderson has the lead over China. The U.S. women trying to gain some more ground on first-place China. And in the men's standings, John Schuster and Team USA leading the country with the most overall points at the end of the night, ends up the winner of the American Cup. And Pete, Jamie Sinclair and Team USA, even though they're in third place in the women's standings, still a lot to play for tonight.
Yeah, as every team plays their games and tries to win their division, they also have to gain points for their country in the overall. So every single game in this competition is crucial.
Let's check in with Tanith.
Thanks, guys. Well, the last time the U.S. women's team went head-to-head against Team Scotland, they took command early on and followed it up with plenty of key shots on their way to a 9-5 win. Before this match, I spoke with U.S. second Becca Hamilton and asked her what it would take for her team to repeat that result here today. She said they needed to keep their communication high, make plenty of strong plays, and capitalize on any opportunity the Scottish team leaves out for the taking. But when I spoke with Scottish skip Hannah Fleming, she said her team would be focused on making sure they kept their stone placement tighter in order to limit those opportunities and allow less of them to fall into the hands of the Americans. So, if all goes to plan, it should be another fight to the finish in their final match.
Hannah Fleming leading this Scottish rink, and Pete, she comes in with a pretty stout resume.
Yeah, the skip of the 2012 junior world champion. Hannah Fleming continues to play and gain experience and hone her skills.
She's got a youthful squad with her. Matched up with Jamie Sinclair, who played in this event a year ago, but not as skip. This time around, she's leading Team USA.
Yeah, Jamie Sinclair is a very confident leader of this young but tenacious women's team from the United States.
And this group continuing to get experience at this high-level event hosted here in Minnesota. The United States will be throwing red rocks in this game. Scotland will have the yellow stones. They had a draw to the button beforehand to decide who would get the hammer, the last shot advantage. Jamie Sinclair and the Americans taking that honor. They'll shoot last, which means Scotland goes first in the first of this 8-end game. And the way scoring works, if your stones are closer than your opponent's, the amount there counts in your favor, nearest the button. And when you have hammer like the U.S. does, in any end, you'd love to score at least 2, maybe more. So the opening stone in play. While we've got a moment, let's meet Team Scotland.
Karina Aitken, lead.
Laura Ritchie, second.
Sophie Jackson, third.
Hannah Fleming, skip.
The lead for the United States, 22-year-old Jenna Haig. Went to the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
10, no. Yeah, they did. Shot. 10-5. Shot.
Simple hit for her to begin. How about we take time out to greet and meet the Americans?
Jenna Haig, lead.
Becca Hamilton, second.
Tabitha Peterson, third.
Jamie Sinclair, skip.
So we see the Americans speaking, and we'll see the Americans playing here against Scotland. Karina Aitken, youngest participant in the entire event, just 18 years of age.
Really needs to go. Really needs to go hard, Laura. Really hard, right up this. That's fine, that's good.
Started curling in 2004, which seems like it was, yesterday. Team USA made up of 4 20-somethings. That includes Jenna Haig at age 22. Speaking of getting experience at a young age, she has a couple of U.S. junior national titles to her credit. One earned while she was a freshman in high school.
Tab if you can. Yep. Go, Tab, go, hard. Shot.
To the U.S., plotting strategy, looking for another win, trying to take a step closer to holding on to the overall lead for the Americans. Those guys like it. Hope you do too. We're underway on NBCSN Curling Night in America. NBCSN Curling Night in America is being brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. See car insurance in a whole new light. And by USA Curling, where Olympic dreams begin. The United States and Scotland, final go-round of the NBCSN Curling Night in America competition. Laura Ritchie, the second for Scotland. 21-year-old, putting her first rock in play. And a miss. So Jamie Sinclair and Team USA with hammer. Early opportunity to capitalize on a miscue.
There we see the miss on the high side of that corner guard peel. When the rock's thrown that hard and it's set back just a little bit, it'll run that line backwards, and then we see it just missing the corner guard.
You're gonna take it. Hard, hurry.
First stone for Becca Hamilton, the second for Team USA. We heard in Tanif's report at the top of the show, Jamie Sinclair and U.S. head coach Ann Swisshelm talking about playing their game, but when those opportunities arise, when your opponent makes an error, to pounce, and now they have that chance here right away.
Yeah, it's critical to success in the game of curling to make sure you take advantage of any time your opponent makes a mistake.
Ritchie hoping to make amends for her first shot flaw.
Okay, step a touch. Okay.
And that's a nice recovery.
88.
Jamie Sinclair, the U.S. skip, 23 years of age, born in Anchorage, Alaska. Grew up in a military family, so hopscotching in different locales growing up. Becca Hamilton, proud native of Wisconsin.
5-6. Line's good.
Here's a second chance for Becca Hamilton to get one around this corner guard early in the end and set up a possible score or two for the U.S. team.
7. Ready to go? Jenna. Hurry. Yep. Bury it. Yep. Hurry.
Pretty well done. They didn't get it quite all the way buried. But nonetheless, they force the Scottish team to make some sort of a play here.
Sophie Jackson, one of 2 teenagers on the Scottish side. Well, that one was buried enough for that shot as Scotland hits the guard.
Yeah, it was a soft weight hit, and once those start to move, as we see here, they're hard to hold with the sweeping, so the skip has to anticipate the curl and catch it with the brooms before it takes off, and that one just clipping the guard.
Line's good.
6. Good. 5.
So now the U.S. in pretty good position early in the end to set up to get their deuce or more.
6, 7.
Trying to keep this one high in the house and protect the inside corner of their shot rock. But having to sweep it for line, and it's just a little bit deep.
No, just a smudge and off. Okay.
The U.S. had a chance to split the house and lie two there, but Jamie was concerned about the inside edge of that rock being exposed and leaving the hit and roll under for Scotland.
Nice double from Sophie Jackson.
And the trouble you run into when you bunch your rocks together is you sometimes leave your opponent an out, like we saw right there. Scotland making a nice double to get out of a little trouble.
Sure, sorry about your first. I didn't think it was going to go.
So that combination erasing a little bit of the issue that Scotland had been dealing with. And an empty house for the moment.
Mine's really good. Hard, guys, yeah. Fires will go.
Still the corner guard available here for the USA.
Go, hard.
Trying to get one hidden behind cover.
Go, go, go. This week. Shot.
Tabitha Peterson, the U.S. third. Her first rock in play.
There we can see it's partially behind the guard, so the only option for Hannah Fleming is hit and roll into the open.
I think it'll probably roll itself. Yeah, I'll let you know. I think if it was buried, maybe. It was all the way there. Was it?
Here's the first skip stone of the game for the 24-year-old and 2012 World Junior Champion
Cage is clean.
as a skip.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, that's fine.
The hit and roll not able to keep the shooter in.
No, I got it done with that. Yeah. Got it. Is it a bit higher? No. No.
Jamie Sinclair now with a nice situation. 2 rocks of hers to only 1 remaining for Hannah Fleming, so Jamie has a chance to get one around here and set up a chance for a shot for 2. She's seen this path several times already, so she should have a pretty good idea of how it's going to run.
See, Jamie Sinclair, her hometown listed as Ontario, got her degree last spring from Carleton University in Canada in international business. Working her way towards Minnesota, setting up shop at the Twin Cities area. Training now at the U.S. Curling National Training Center in Blaine.
Pretty well done there by the U.S. team.
Wait.
Didn't get it completely buried, but definitely forcing Hannah Fleming to make a good shot here in the first.
Yeah, similar. Not too much. Wait, was good.
Can't see quite as much as the last time, but okay. Is that similar ice? Do you want a bit more? Maybe? Yeah.
Similar weight.
Number one.
No. Ready to be? Yes! Whoa! Whoa! Yes!
Well, she must be close. Anytime the sweeping is off and on like that. Oh, no. They let that go just a little bit too much. They had to get that by the guard to make contact with the U.S. stone. Tried to play it too close. Just touching the guard, and now leaving Jamie Sinclair a free draw for two.
How close that top of.
So now the U.S. skip with a relatively simple assignment. Anywhere in the house works for the opening deuce for Team USA.
It's gonna be why it pulled. It's a bit less. 6. Line's good.
So the same ice,
No backing.
which means Jamie's throwing
No
this
backing.
rock down the same path as her first.
6, 7. Line's good. No backing. 6.
You have backing. 7. 14-4.
Brennan seems happy with
Nice
it.
draw. Good judge, guys. Yep.
She should be. Right smack in the middle of the house to match the other red American rock.
Brad, catch that one.
And
It's
2
like,
on the
catch that one.
board with hammer for Team USA. Smiles aplenty as the U.S. takes an early lead on NBCSN Curling Night. It's the last draw on the last night of NBCSN Curling Night in America this season. Scotland and the United States. Jamie Sinclair and the Americans getting 2 with the last shot hammer advantage in the first end. Scotland with the hammer in the second end. And Pete, they call it the hammer for a reason. You want to try to make your opponent pay when you have that last shot advantage, or keep it if things aren't going your way.
Yeah, after scoring 2 in the first end, Jamie Sinclair calls for the USA's first rock. In the rings in the second, Hannah Fleming decides to trade hits and just blank the end and go to the third.
So the Scots keep that powerful advantage of going last in an end. And the U.S. starting off.
Whoa! Whoa! No!
Becca just looking for a piece of this yellow rock, just wants to pick it out.
Hey, shot.
Good shot, Becca.
Scotland will replace again.
Touch, 3, 7, 3. 2, 3. Yep. Looks good. Looks good. Swinging the line anyway. Whoa, line. Really moves off that. So this 4 foot line. Not enough ice.
So still trying to map out the ice. You can hear the Scottish team talking about how much that one curled. They sound like they're a little bit surprised, so make some adjustments.
8, 5. Oh! Yeah!
Tabitha Peterson just continuing to peel the corner guards.
U.S. continuing to play the game of I see your stone, Scotland, and I'll remove it. Still that one hanging in the back of the house for the United States is the counting stone for the moment.
Now down to third stones. It looks like Hannah Fleming will just try and blank the third.
Better. Clean. Oh. Clean. You did that fine. It's just a tad too much ice. Okay.
Sophie Jackson taking care of that.
Where? Top 4.
And the house is wide open. Come on in if you desire. Second from the 26-year-old Tabitha Peterson from Minnesota.
8, 9, back half. 8, 9. I'll just leave it. 13, 8.
Tab just overthrew this a little bit. They're hoping it hangs on here in the back of the ring somewhere.
It does, but Scotland looking to target that right away. Sophie Jackson, like a lot of players, young and talented. We mentioned 19 years of age, playing in mixed doubles, won the Scottish title 2015, ended up finishing 9th at the World Mixed event at the senior level.
Okay. Doesn't matter? Top house? Yeah. Just inside.
And Pete, it seems like we're destined to have a blank end here, but the U.S. still kind of going through their routine and getting in amounts right now to practice a little bit to try to make sure they execute all these shots.
All right, top house.
Yeah, trying to get comfortable with the speed. Jamie wants to know exactly where to put the stick to get to the button if she needs it later. This one she's going to try and put in the top of the forefoot and hope for a miss. If Scotland happens to make a mistake, she'll have something she can guard with her last one. But mostly,
Gave it a bit at the end.
the U.S. team is using this time to try and get comfortable with the ice, the draw speed, how much it glides for the sweepers.
Whoa, whoa. 14-7.
And talking about the split time for the rock, trying to get a little track of how fast it goes. And that is right on the button. Put that one in your memory bank should you need it later on. Remember the draw to the button, potential tiebreaker if we're knotted up at the end of regulation. And Jamie Sinclair won with a draw to the button in her first appearance on NBCSN Curling Night in America earlier this season.
All those shots are important for Jamie Sinclair and her confidence as she goes through this game. As she gets further and further into it, she knows that she can put it on the tee line when she needs to, and so does her team.
She and Becca Hamilton, part of Nina Roth's rink here, competing at this event a year ago, but now Sinclair skipping.
Hannah Fleming just trying to hit and roll closer to the edge of the rings with that shot. So on her last one, it's a little bit easier blank. Trying to just reduce the distance that she has to roll with her last one.
Fine. Didn't thought it was going there for a while. Yeah. Didn't move the same. Well, did I roll it a bit? Didn't move quite the same as yours. No. But then maybe it's because.
Last one for Sinclair and the U.S. here in N3.
Jamie really wants to hit and stay here, or stay as close to the middle of the house as she can, just to make Hannah Fleming's blank a little bit more difficult.
As normal. Yeah, 9-5? Yeah. Good shot. Sweet. Yeah, I think
Hannah Fleming will slide back into position. 24-year-old, a real estate agent when she's not out on the ice.
I know, I mean, I got 13 tied straw, but like, yeah, I think we just need to, like, yeah, use it for personal weekend, I guess. Yep.
So Hannah Fleming hoping to close things right now for Scotland. Get the blank and move on. For the second end in a row, nothing doing. Another blank end. Scotland keeps the hammer. The U.S. keeps the lead through 3 ends in Minnesota. U.S. 2, Scotland nothing. End number 4. And the U.S. going first again. 2 for Jamie Sinclair and her team in the opening end. Back-to-back blanks for the Scots and the U.S. With Scotland having the hammer, they retain that last shot edge coming into this end.
4, 3.
Yep. All the way, guys. All the way. Yep. Yep. You got it. Go, go, go. Hard. 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 15-8. Gotta go hard.
Nice scrub by the U.S. team. Trying to get that to the top of the forefoot. Jenna Haig comes up just a little bit light of where they wanted it to end up.
Aitken eyeballing her first throw here in the fourth.
2, 3. No. 3.
Oh my God, is this one slipping in again?
All right.
Scotland managing to get one short of the rings this end. Need to get a little offense going here shortly.
Come around. Okay.
Going around. Yeah, I don't like guarding it.
Back-to-back blanks. And now Scotland keeps the hammer. Talk about scoring. Is that kind of just a sense of we got to get something on the board at some point, or are you still kind of waiting to pounce when that opportunity arises?
Well, I think they're still trying to just get comfortable with the ice and get settled in. They aren't positive of the curl in all these spots. We hear them talking about it as they go through the game, but almost halfway through the game now, it's probably a pretty good idea that they try and get something going here.
Two at the front of the house here for Team USA.
Sorry, Dana.
Good job. Yes.
Number 2 for Aitken.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Sorry.
Able to remove one of the U.S. stones. The Scots and the Americans going head-to-head here on NBCSN Curling Night in America. Scotland trying to get on the board. The United States opening end 2, holding up as the lead. And here is the number 2 for Team USA, Becca Hamilton, putting a stone in play.
Whoa. 9.5.
Whoa. Whoa. Get up. Whoa.
Becca would like to hit this right on the nose, maintain control of the front of the house.
One of a number of players with family ties in the sport of curling. And in this event, seen Becca's brother Matt, part of John Schuster's rink, and the U.S. men. We'll catch up with them and how they're faring in this last night of competition coming up. Again, the U.S. leading, entering this final draw in the overall competition among the 4 countries in attendance. The U.S. and Scotland, plus China and Japan.
Control. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Okay. Sorry.
Scotland with a chance to go around the corner guard there. with the U.S.
10.
only having a stone in the 12 foot, but they elect to kill it, trying to hit and roll under the center guard.
Ask me that last.
It overcurls just a little bit, rolls into the open.
10.
Yep.
Bit of a look of chagrin from Laura Ritchie.
Whoa! 10.
That's good. 10.
Quality hit from Hamilton.
Yeah. Yep.
Good look at both skips being involved. Jamie Sinclair kind of sneaking in behind Fleming to get a sense of watching the opponent's rocks.
It's important for the skips to watch every rock come down the sheet so that they can keep track of every spot on the sheet, how it runs with hit weight, how it runs with draw weight, and how it changes as the game goes on.
I have half of it. Third double.
Pretty nice roll by Scotland. Jamie's trying to decide what's the best way to go about this. She can run the guard in
Yeah,
and make the
they're close.
double.
Yeah, there's like
It's a
this
real
much
short
space.
double.
Okay.
Just nose.
Her tab can see about half of it on the intern side. She could also play the hit and roll under the center.
Can you hit that?
You can roll in a hair too.
Huh?
I meant play for that top, or play for the back one and then roll.
Yeah.
And if you get the top one, roll over
Yeah.
too.
I think I like the other shot better,
I think that's a lot harder.
but we're still gonna leave him a corner guard to draw under.
If you like that better, sure.
And then if we're tight, we can get the guard and roll.
What kind of weight you thinking?
Hack. Do you like it?
Yeah. Just hack.
Okay. You got it.
Is unique in curling, Pete. Can you imagine in a different sport, football or basketball, if you were yelling out your strategy across the playing field where your opponent's kind of listening? But here in curling, you kind of have an understanding of what's coming next anyway.
Yeah, then your opponent gets to react to what you did anyway, so it's usually not a huge secret.
Jenna.
Only so many options available most of the time.
That's fine.
Somehow I can't imagine Bill Belichick just yelling out instructions, even in curling, to let his opponent know what's coming next.
Yeah, one of the things that makes curling unique.
I think I like that better.
That's the right time to play that, right?
Yeah.
I think I do too.
Yeah, because otherwise we know them. They have.
So Scotland with a chance to lie two.
Good sweep. Good.
That's what.
Apologies for clapping. Okay.
Jackson and Scotland content with that. Vince still looking for their first points of this game.
Tabitha would like to roll this under that center guard if she could and force Scotland to draw.
9-8.
9-8. What do you like? Do you like coming around the center or just keeping out of the way?
I don't like how they're guard.
I don't mind going there, yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Well, no. Needs to be forfeit. What? Needs to be forfeit.
So Jamie's still surprised a little bit by the ice and how the rocks are reacting at this point.
But you threw your first one great.
Yeah, I like the outcome that better. Like either one that we hit, as long as it's still around. Yeah, that other way. Line's good. Nice. Yeah, I think it's good. Line's good. Looks plenty.
Jackson second.
Hold on. Oh, no, it's not swinging. 8. No, right. Oh. 9. No.
Yep, you got it. Go, go, go.
Not a fan of that.
Get ready. Okay, so babe.
It's important
It's like a 10.
when throwing shots like that
A nice roll behind.
the shooter throws it to sweeping so that
I like 10.
they don't have the error like that where it's heavy. They throw it to sweeping, the sweepers place it properly,
I mean,
in this
if you
case above the
overcurl
tee
and
line.
roll over there, that's fine. Yeah.
Sophie Jackson would love to have a stone on a string and pull that one all the way back to the other end and rethrow, but not
Just
possible. Even though we're generous
roll to
here on
center.
NBCSN Curling Night in America. Got to play the way it was thrown, and now the U.S. looking to clear out this yellow Scottish stone.
Easy. No, no, no.
Yep.
No.
Oh. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Yep. Hard. No roll. No roll.
Shot.
A nice roll there by Jamie Sinclair under the center guard.
Good sweep, guys.
Good line call by Tabitha Peterson. You can see they get this one into the house and almost completely buried.
Hannah Fleming
It's just light.
now try to figure something out
That didn't move at all.
with her
She
skip
held it.
stones.
Didn't really- What did you get? On it. You got 06 or hers?
And Fleming's trying to go right around these two reds with the in turn, right to the top of the
Maybe
forefoot.
she played it because I got 13 and a half.
Wants to keep it high in the house if she can.
Right on like it. Whoa. Leads it. Have a look. Have a look. Have a look.
Looks like there's plenty of room by the guard so far.
Too early.
Hard. Hard.
Go.
Hitting flat. Yeah. 10.
Or they weren't able to get the line correct.
I don't know. I mean, I gave you that on yours.
See, that one's
Yeah.
available to Jamie Sinclair.
Okay. Yeah, that's, yeah, okay. Doesn't really want to move there. I didn't really want to move there. Same weight. Yep.
With its last rock of the end. And back-to-back blanks for Scotland with the hammer.
Nose is fine. Okay.
But the U.S. doing what it can to
Easy. Right off. 10. Right off. 10.
Nope. It's not worth it, is it?
Yeah, that was good. 9-9. 9-9? Yep. Yeah.
Nice weight, they said, but just a little bit too much ice.
Yeah, I got
But-
a little chicken. I didn't realize.
That was pro side. She wanted to make sure she got by the guard. She had to kill that stone.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
killed it is. And now with the U.S. in the house, Scotland going to have to draw here for one. Hannah Fleming, World Junior Champion in 2012, as we mentioned, top of the telecast. Kind of stuck behind Eve Muirhead, Anna Sloan in that top ring for Scotland in the pecking order for Scotland or Team Great Britain when they represent their country at the Olympic level. Eve Muirhead, world champion and Olympic medalist.
No, never touch.
Need this one to stop fully in the 8 foot.
And it
Good, Tana.
will. Not by much. Hannah Fleming, though, in Scotland, they do get on the board with a single. So the U.S. still with the lead and getting the hammer back for end number 5. Stick around. We're at halftime on NBCSN Curling Night in America. Here at the intermission on the season finale of NBCSN Curling Night in America from Eveleth, Minnesota, Curl Masabi Curling Club, the United States, led by skip Jamie Sinclair, trying to take care of Scotland, that opening 2 holding up in a 2-1 lead at the break. Again, it's the final night of the competition, the last draw, each win worth a point in the overall competition for the 4 countries trying to bring home the American Cup. China 2-2 right now in women's action against Japan. Meantime, the Chinese mixed doubles squad with a huge lead on Scotland halfway through that endeavor. John Schuster and Team USA looking for another point for the United States. Even up against Tom Brewster and Scotland in men's action 3-3. Looking here at the last shot of end number 4, the U.S. with hammer. Forced to draw for 1, and they settle for the single to even up the score. Well, the city of Eveleth, they love their winter sports, and they seem really to love hosting this event. So here's a toast and a tip of the hat to the fine folks of Eveleth and Curl Masabi.
I've been coming up to Eveleth for tournaments for a long time now, and every time I'm here, they treat you like you're your brother.
The town of Eveleth is a real friendly town. We enjoy having people come into our city. It's really an enjoyable place to grow up and to live.
You know, everyone is about having a good time. You know, they're hard workers. It's a mining community. You know, we're all about friendships.
I love coming home, and I consider the entire Iron Range area, which is this area, my home, because that's where I grew up. You know, everybody kind of knows each other's names, and I can talk to any of them like I've known them my entire life. Up here in this working area, when you get to a Friday night like we have this night, that's really the town gathering downtown and out together and really just enjoy each other's company and have a great time.
Don't go anywhere. More action ahead on NBCSN Curling Night in America. NBCSN Curling Night in America is being brought to you by the United States Olympic Committee. Get the latest Team USA gear and support our athletes at the same time at TeamUSAShop.com. And by Cryomax 8-Hour Cold Packs, proud sponsor of the USA Curling National Team. At the break here on NBCSN Curling Night in America, the opening N2 for the United States, still having them in front. Let's check in with Tanith.
Thanks, guys. So the U.S. women lead the Scottish team 2-1 at the halfway point. I caught up with Scottish head coach David Aitken after the third end, and I asked him what his team needed to do now to close this gap. He said they intended to play a much tighter game when they set out for this match, and his team needs to do a much better job of placing their guards if they want to take the lead away from the Americans. I also caught up moments ago with U.S. coach Ann Swisshelm. She attributes their lead so far to great execution on some nice, simple, open shots. And when I asked her what they needed to do now to widen that lead, she said they need to continue doing exactly what they're doing, going for 2, taking advantage of that hammer, and making sure they manage the scoreboard till the very end.
The score in favor of Team USA, 2-1. End number 5 underway. The U.S. has the hammer back.
Line's good.
And Karina Aitken starting us off.
Yep, all the way, it's good.
It's okay, that's how I was yesterday.
Looks good, wait. 2. Yeah, we're good. Really nice line.
Karina struggled with draw weight a little bit so far in the game.
Really good, really good.
That has a lot to do with the 65% we see, but a good one to start this end.
If you're Scotland, Pete, you really haven't been able to do much, yet you're only down 1 with 4 ends left to go.
Yeah, 1 down, but without hammer. So they have to maneuver here a little bit to try and force the U.S. to score and get the hammer back.
Line's good. 8. Not curling very
Try and
much.
score 2 to even things up.
Sliding. Yeah.
We'll get a track on some of the shooting percentages for the players here in end number 5, what they've done so far in the game. Jenna Haig under 80% to this juncture for Team USA.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, inside out's faster. Hold your horses. Yep.
The Americans are happy to blank this end, so we see the call there for Jenna Haig to just throw it into the house, over in the side in the back corner of the house.
Good job, Jenna. Good. Plenty room. Three.
They know the Scots have to make something happen soon.
Come on, get it forward.
Here we see him coming around, trying to get one into the top of the 4-foot undercover.
I wasn't there. I'll switch. Good.
Are they edge on edge? Not quite. Yeah.
Still a little light,
It's okay if you
and
to the side.
Just board.
therefore not able to get
It's okay to flap
the
to
curl
the
they
side,
wanted.
right?
Pardon?
This one's wide open pretty much
Yeah, a
for
little
Jenna
bit.
Haig.
A little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, nose is good.
Yeah.
10.
Just board.
Board. Board plus.
Easy.
So board weight, Jenna Haig would love to hit this right on the nose and choke off that out turn around the center.
Never. Never. Becca. Yep. Go. Hard.
The U.S. able to help that one out of the house. The Americans lie 1 and number 5 in Minnesota. 2-1 lead for Team USA. Action underway in end number 5 on NBCSN Curling Night. JC Knapp, Olympic bronze medalist Pete Fenson, and an Olympic silver medalist Tanith White in ice dancing. Our ice side reporter. Hope you're enjoying this last night of the season series that is NBCSN Curling Night. U.S. women hoping to add to the overall total for Team USA. The winner of the 4-country competition in men's, mixed, and women's play brings home the American Cup, and that'll be decided later tonight.
That's good there. Fine. Do you want to just freeze?
I don't mind.
Going right down to it.
Yeah.
So, what is it, like an 8?
Scotland down 1 here, really looking for a score of 1 by either team.
Seven.
Line's pretty good.
Yeah.
6/10 under 85% shooting for the U.S. second Becca Hamilton in the opening 4 ends.
Yeah. 7. Line's good. Yeah. Line's really good.
7.
Right to it. Line's good. Hurry. Right to it.
Tab and Jenna trying to get this rock all the way back to frozen.
Okay. Check. We love that spot.
By leaving it on the back of the button now, Scotland has a chance to freeze and be shot rock and really make the scoring area small.
10. 8, 9. 10. 10.
A lot of woes and a lot of no's out of the hand of Laura Ritchie.
This is one that can be used if it's left in the top of the house. Not where Scotland wanted that to end up.
You like freeze into it?
I think you have to.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Top 4. Top 8's okay.
If we need to. You're doing it, so.
Yeah.
Do you like that same ice? Is this the same ice?
Yeah. This is same ice.
Okay. You got it.
Some days are better than others in life
7.
and in curling.
Little more.
Oh.
7, 8. Yeah. 8, 9. 9.
It's got a lot of room.
9. Got a lot of weight.
So the U.S. is going for it a little bit here, trying to get another one around this center guard. Becca's a little bit heavy as well.
I'll be on that one.
Wow.
Teams are just struggling with the speed right now.
Sorry, I fell asleep.
You want to come this way?
Think so.
U.S. can smile a touch, although the skip is not pleased. Wasted opportunity there. Sophie Jackson hoping to improve on her shooting numbers here in the second half of this game.
Another chance for Scotland to get one in the top part of the forefoot and put a little bit of pressure on the U.S. team.
We need to get our weights down.
And that has no chance of stopping in the top half or in the house. Back-to-back shots for Scotland where the brooms weren't even put to the ice.
Freeze, then we can smoke it and our red goes right into here.
That's fine. Step back.
Peterson lets it go.
Oh, yep.
And they pull off the peel.
That's a good call and nicely executed by Tabitha Peterson.
And removing the guard, pressure back on Scotland, which has not been totally proficient here in this end with their stone.
Yeah, definitely struggling a little with the speed of the ice, having overthrown a couple of their draws so far. Well, they elected to play the freeze to shot rock. We can see they're coming up a little short. They now leave the U.S. with the opportunity to hit and lie two. Big scrub here, but just not able to carry that rock the distance.
Second stone for Peterson.
Just trying to hit it a little bit on the high side.
That's okay.
Just missing their back rock, but it overcurled a little bit. They just missed shot rock and leave it in the back of the 8-foot. So a chance here for Hannah Fleming to get one frozen on the button.
Whoa! Off. Right off. Yeah. Right, 8. Nothing.
Setting.
No. Never a touch.
So in the same track they've struggled with earlier in this end. She's a little heavier than she wanted to be. That's natural weight to the back of the button.
Because even if you run it into it, that's going there. You just need to spill it to here. And it'll be sitting.
Looks like it's almost wide open. But due to the angle there, yellow, red, yellow.
Me too.
See that American stone's pretty safe.
I think you have all of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Jamie can come down
Do you like
and
board?
kill that yellow stone on the button.
What if I throw more than board?
And probably leave her
This one might.
second shot rock on the back yellow.
I'm thinking more weight to get these like into the 12.
This is the issue with having all those rocks in the back of the house. Team USA now can use them to their advantage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, pretty
like
much.
it'll run into this, but I don't think they'll go out.
I'm thinking
Unless we
just
throw
off
weight.
nose with normal.
Like 4 minutes on this side. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Is he?
Yep. Okay.
Jamie just making sure she has enough
It'll
room
move a
past
bit.
that top red rock.
Just a hair off
Yeah.
nose.
Okay. Right here.
I think so. You like that? Just normal.
Okay.
Just hair off nose.
She wants to be a little careful
On Becca's genocide.
so she can squeeze this yellow rock out the back and not clip that red one in the corner, way in the back in the corner of the 12 foot.
Can I just have a hair more?
Yes! Yes!
Got the sweepers on it just as Jamie lets it go.
Okay, shot.
Beauty, that's trouble for Scotland now.
Shot. Oh, we took that extra bit. Oh
She actually hits this yellow rock hard enough to get a second yellow rock spinning and actually live 5th shot now as well.
Not even.
It's a 1-point game here in the 5th end. U.S. though with the potential for a monster moment. Jamie Sinclair will have the last shot here in the end. And the last stone coming up for the Scottish skip Hannah Fleming. Try to do something to prevent the U.S. from really stretching out its advantage.
Scotland's definitely in trouble here now. The U.S. lying 2, but with so many options, Hannah Fleming has to make a real good one here.
Biggest rock of the game to this point for the Scots.
Looking to just freeze on shot rock in the top of the 4 foot.
And not looking happy with where this one is tracking.
Yep. Well.
Yep.
And again, in this end, Scotland offline, and it's wide open now for Jamie Sinclair.
And the struggles continue for Team Scotland. They just haven't been able to pick up on the speed of the ice in this game.
Yeah.
And Jamie Sinclair's got a chance to really make them pay for it at this point.
It's like 5 inches.
Yeah. I like that.
Greedy. Are we doing it? We're gonna do it.
As long as we for sure get our shooter to be.
Literally just have
Yeah.
to wicket.
Now the U.S. lying 2, but the potential here to get 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, they have just a short split for 4. They only have to move that top rock a few inches and spin the
Like that
shooter
ice?
into the 8 foot.
Uh-oh. They're going to yell at me. I won't. Don't want. Good call, Becca.
No, Jamie Sinclair
T-weight. Yeah, T-back 4. Okay.
played in this event a year ago,
3rd.
but now the skip of the Team USA squad
It's a bit less. Okay.
want the opportunity to have the most influence in the game. You get that when you shoot last stones, and here the chance to really put the U.S. in a good position to put a stranglehold on this game and help in the overall team competition. Every win for your team gets a point for your country.
Jamie just looking for T-weight.
Straight tap to the yellow.
Wants to run her shooter into this other counter.
Okay.
Oh, and that's a big break for the U.S. team there. She's pretty heavy, and the rock just runs down the sheet, but able to make contact with shot rock and tap it back onto the Scott stone and count 4.
Well, maybe not the way they drew it up, but it worked out the same. Score 4 for the smiling Jamie Sinclair and Team USA. Well, if it's your night, it's your night. And it looks like the Americans' night on NBCSN Curling Night in America.
Move it like 4 inches, 5 inches.
The U.S. has had the hammer twice in this game and pounded Scotland both times with it. 2 in the first and 4 in the 5th. A 6-1 advantage for Team USA on the final night of action on NBCSN Curling Night in America.
It's coming down.
U.S. shooting first here in N6.
14-7.
Jenna Haig
Yep. Hard.
gets one right towards the button.
Beauty.
It'll stop with a 4-foot for Team USA.
In that 5th end, Team USA gets a little fortunate, but definitely an example of taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes.
Aitken trying to get Scotland off to a stronger start here in the 6th.
Real hard.
With hammer, it's a must-2 here, at least for Scotland, to stay within striking distance.
Yeah, after that 4-ender, Scotland's got to go pretty hard here to try and get back in the game.
I got it.
And just a throw-through for Team USA. Just want to limit the amount of rocks in play with this big advantage and the ends dwindling.
The Americans are satisfied to give up 2 in this end and take the hammer into the 7th with such a big lead. They don't want to take any chances.
Line's good. 3-4.
Good shot at the launch
Line's
from Aitken. Her front end, Ritchie and Jackson.
3. Yep.
Now they'll get on with the sweeping.
Hard. Really hard. Nice and close. Good.
With that first guard so high, the Scots have elected to just get another one around there and try and put something in place that they can use.
Get out of here.
Becca has to be a little careful here. Jamie's asked her for the intern peel. She wants to make sure she doesn't run it into the one that Jenna Haig threw into the 4-foot.
Get out. Come on. That works.
And it does hit the sideboard, out of play.
Yeah.
Get him level if you can.
See John Schuster to the left of your screen. The U.S. men trying to get another point in the overall competition. Will catch up with the Americans in that game coming up a little bit later on.
1, 2. 1. Get out, push it really hard. Go really hard. Yep.
Scotland trying to establish a second corner guard and keep the rock spread out to avoid leaving a double.
Great. That one hurts us worse than the other one.
Sure.
So the U.S. electing to hit the rock closest to the rings. One on the other side of the sheet is so far from the house. I think they can get at anything that might be behind it at this point.
That works.
Philly 12 foot.
Same result without sleeping. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the one where we're like, whoa. I didn't corner guard.
Now trying to take advantage
Line's really big.
of the guard in front of the house.
Yeah. Whoa.
Line only.
Yep. Line only. Whoa. Whoa. Silver fair. Whoa. Foot only. Foot only.
Pretty nice line here. They just want to try and keep it above the tee line if they can.
Good lord, I threw that nice.
You're crazy.
Another peel coming up for the Americans.
Once again, the Americans have to be careful they don't run this corner guard into their own rock in the house.
Clean. Yeah. Clean. 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 Clean.
Tabitha just like to hit half a stone.
Again on offense, the U.S. has capitalized when it's had hammer. And the defense, if you will, has been pretty good. Able to take care of a lot of the guards that Scotland has offered up.
I deja vu'd that when I put the broom down, but I thought it would be okay.
U.S. is playing well here so far in this game, making very few mistakes.
3, 4.
2, 3.
It's gum chomping time for Scotland.
Line only. Where?
Line only.
Yep. Karina's. Hard. Really hard. Really hard. Go, 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 go. Hard.
Looking to get a little bit more curl here at the end of this shot.
Good effort.
Trying to pull it over in front of the rock in the house.
Yeah, I have like all of it.
Okay. Are we sticking around? No. Do you want to?
You could use it later if you notice it.
I don't think we need to.
I'm saying for a tap. But
Then they're just gonna
draw around.
Up 6-1. Primary goal here is to make sure that this Yellowstone is gone. Tabitha Peterson just wants to make sure she kills it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. That works. Good shot.
Tab.
It is killed. They also took their other stone out to the side, but doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, it's actually okay that she killed that rock. The more rocks in play at this point, the better for Scotland. They'll try and use everything they can to their advantage.
Jackson just grazing that. So the U.S. still has shot rock. The U.S. has the lead too in Minnesota. Just skip stones remaining here in end number 6. The United States with a 5-point lead on Scotland. Jamie Sinclair, Team USA, hoping to secure another W for the cause in the overall quest to be the nation that brings home the American Cup from this season-long series.
5, 6. Just 5. 5.
Jenna.
Yeah. Yep. Go, Jenna, go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Hard.
Jamie's trying to throw the freeze to that Yellowstone in the back of the 8-foot. But the sweeper's not able to get it there. Actually now stopping the top of the 12-foot provides a little more cover for Hannah Fleming.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, maybe a bit more. Don't want to touch that. Yeah.
Hannah now has the opportunity to throw the in-turn hit and roll under those two guards.
Sorry, I have to clean it.
No, I was going to do the same. I think it's a nail. I can see you fighting it.
Yeah.
I know, I did the same.
Right. Hack weight, so what, a 90?
Yeah,
85.
90. 90 you'd be safe.
Looking for hack weight.
Nice hack. Line away.
Up hack.
Oh, come on. Smooth.
Okay.
Got a piece of the stone, but it still shot rock, and it's kind of symbolic of the night for Scotland. Just have not been able to get a hold of the ice.
I wouldn't want to give her.
And it's extremely frustrating for a team when things aren't going right as they are for Scotland right now. You can see Hannah Fleming's first one in this end just grazing the American stone and kicking it under cover.
Or do you like going here or something to kind of block her draw?
I don't mind that.
Way out
You'd have
there.
to be like here.
Yeah, I like that.
Makes her draw harder.
Final rock
and then
coming
if
up
she
for
tries the double,
Jamie Sinclair
she rolls
Her
out
shooter
early.
and the U.S. team.
Yeah, and it's,
All right. That's,
I don't know.
okay.
Do you like that?
I do, yeah. I do. That's what I was thinking, but if we're not, pretty much a double. Give this to get to center, so just a bit more. Okay. So you want it just off, eh?
Yeah, just a 4.
Jamie Sinclair will try and guard as much of the draw to the 4-foot as she can here. Aiming for top 12 on the shooter's left-hand side of the center line. That's where she's trying to leave it.
What? You trying to do like over here?
Yeah, just inside the 4-foot line.
Okay.
Top 12.
Okay. We don't want second count?
No, because then she'd have a double.
Same weight then.
Gave it a bit. Maybe it's gotta go. Top 12, guys.
Jamie's thinking guard, and it's the responsibility of
3. Yeah. 4's good.
Becca Hamilton and Jenna Haig to put this in the top of the 12-foot.
Line's nice. Line's nice. Get it over a little further. Yep.
I'd like it to curl a little bit more.
Yep. Okay.
That one comes up a little bit short. You can see leaves a pretty good size hole right down the middle of the sheet here. I'm not sure that Hannah Fleming can get her rock to curl enough to actually tap that American stone out of the 4-foot, but down 6-1, it's probably worth a try.
We'll see what the Scots come up with. Final rock this end. Hammer has not been kind to Scotland. It's the 4th time they've had it, only scored a single. Couple of blank ends before getting one in the 4th with Hammer.
Wait, only.
Nice weight.
Line's good.
5.
All
Line's
good. Gotta be 7. Yep. Hurry.
Hard.
Whoa.
Hard.
Hard.
Well, Scotland's got to go for distance.
And not even in the same area code. They had a ton of stones that went long. They weren't heavy this time, too light. The U.S. steals a point.
That's what I just finished on a good note.
And Scotland, the hole gets bigger. 7-1 the score, and Hannah Fleming going to call it a night. Scotland concedes here with 2 ends left in a 6-point deficit. So the final goes into the books, 7-1 for Jamie Sinclair and Team USA. Big win for the American women,
Good job, ladies.
helping in their standings and the overall team competition for the host country. So the U.S. gets 1 more point. That adds to the total. The United States coming into the final evening of the competition in women's mixed and men's play with the overall lead. Let's check in on the Americans taking on Scotland in the final draw. John Schuster, the American skip, here in the 7th end. And Pete, looking at this rock, the front end, John Landsteiner, Matt Hamilton, with Tyler George looking on. Put this one in a good spot.
Yeah, they've just got a small area on the sheet to put this one in the back of the house, trying to take advantage of that corner guard.
But that opened the door for the Scottish skip, Tom Brewster, a 2-time world silver medalist, to show his excellent skill.
Yeah, with his last one here, Tom's just trying to hit a piece of this American stone and roll the shooter out of the rings and blank the end. He'd like to have the hammer coming home.
In a tight space, able to do that. Knock it out, the shooter escapes, and Scotland keeps the hammer. 4-3 the United States leads going to the final end. More on this match and others as down the stretch we come on the season finale of NBCSN Curling Night in America. Well, the United States trying to hang on to the overall lead of the NBCSN Curling Night in America series, but China with a push tonight. A win in their final draw in men's competition. 2 points better than Japan in the last women's draw. And the mixed doubles team for China with a rout of Scotland. So 3 wins, 3 points for China in the overall standings. Remember, Jamie Sinclair and the U.S. women got a win tonight, 7-1. That helps the total for Team USA. And when you all add it up, it comes down to this. China and the U.S. tied with 11 points each. But 1 game still in progress involving the United States. A win for John Schuster against Team Scotland, and the U.S. claims the overall title, the American Cup. So looking at it, here it is. 4-3 in the final end, the U.S. with a lead. Remember, as we showed you earlier, Scotland blanked in the 7th to keep the hammer.
That's right, Jason. Tom Brewster knows that if he has a hammer playing the last end, he has more than 1 chance to actually win this game.
Skip stones here. John Schuster trying to put this in a good spot for Team USA.
John's trying to get this rock all the way down into the 4-foot and frozen in that little pocket. Sweepers can't get it to go the distance.
So Tom Brewster eyeballing this.
Tom can actually see this yellow rock on the intern side. He's just trying to figure out what weight is best to throw to get it into the button. He could tap it to frozen in between those 2 reds, or he could throw a little harder and try and move that back red one deeper into the house.
The first of the 2 stones for the Scottish skip coming up. And Scotland can't win the overall team competition, but Tom Brewster trying to help the cause for the Scottish men. And a chance here to steal it away from the U.S.
Back 8-foot weight. Glenn Muirhead has to just get the line right here. He wants to hit about 3/4 of a stone. Trying to keep those two yellows lined up onto that back red one.
Okay, this sticks though, right? So I'm just saying if we happen to hit it high and it jams, then he's gonna have a double.
Looks like John might have a chance to actually get to the nose and maybe make the double on those two yellows and force Brewster to draw for the tie.
Again, if we do end up even in this game, it would be a draw to the button as the tiebreaker. That's also looming potentially as the decider in the overall competition between China and the United States. But first things first, let's see how this game settles with a stone left for both Scotland and Team USA.
Shooter stays there, and this one doesn't go far enough. You can slash it. I got edge, Shine. We'll throw control. All right.
So John's trying to throw it soft enough so it'll actually curl just a little bit after the guard so he can get to the nose or just a hair inside the nose. Got a little extra line here. They're trying to get a little more curl.
Go on this one. Go. Go, 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 go. Go.
The American fans liking it. John Schuster, not so sure.
John's not real happy with it. It looks like he's left Tom Brewster a little double off that side red rock for the win if he wants. You can see here John needed a little more curl out of the shooter. He's not able to kick that Scottish stone far enough out into the 8-foot. And now it looks like he's left Brewster a double off of that top red.
So as it so often does in curling, last end comes down to the last shot. And for Tom Brewster, last shot potentially the competition as well.
Needs to hit the first one pretty thin to drive it over across the top of his own to get two. Oh, and he hits it perfectly. Two for the win for Tom Brewster.
Well, the Scots pull it out at the last possible moment, taking the win from John Schuster and Team USA. The Americans had the lead. Brewster, fabulous double.
You know they've got it made at the end here. They're just sweeping it to keep the line and save the shooter.
And the fist pump accentuating a come-from-behind victory for Team Scotland. A thriller to wrap things up. 5-4 the final, Scotland over Team USA. But wait, we're not done. China and the United States still deadlocked in the overall four-country competition. So the winner of the American Cup, it'll be the one that's closest to the button. The two skips will draw for the win when we return on NBCSN. Here on NBCSN Curling Night in America, it's come down to this. China and the U.S., one stone for each country. The draw to the button, the closest to the center wins our competition and the American Cup. So the men's teams will decide the overall standings. The coin toss, it's heads. So China winning the toss and deciding whether to go first or second. Pete, what would you do?
First, for sure. I want to put mine right on the button and let my opponent look at it before he throws.
So China opting to go first, and we'll see Zhang Jiayang going first.
He's played a good event so far. Typically has great draw weight. He's a former lead. This is a shot he knows very well.
We'll see how it plays out here for Team China. Again, one shot to make your mark. And here's Zhang. And the teams are shooting on the sheets of ice in which they last competed So we'll see China here and the U.S. on the sheet it just lost to Scotland on.
So they should know the speed pretty well.
And that's pretty good, but not great.
Yeah, he definitely would have liked that on a piece of the button. But nevertheless, he is touching the forefoot.
They'll get an official measurement since they're going to a different sheet of the ice. They would do this anyway on the same sheet, but just having that go-to number. And John Schuster on the sheet he and his team just played on. And again, the United States skip has the chance to win it here for Team USA at home.
Yeah, for any skip, this is what the chance they want here, to throw the shot to win and a draw to the forefoot with great sweeping like John has. I like their chances.
Remember earlier in our series here, NBCSN Curling Night in America, John Schuster won on opening night this way with a draw to the button in the tiebreaker to beat Japan. Now, draw to the button to beat China for the overall competition win.
So this is the spot on the sheet that John threw a shot against Scotland, right into the same area in the house.
Really asking the front end to go, and it's not gonna get there. Coming up short, and that will do it. China wins the draw to the button tiebreaker and takes the American Cup as the overall victors of our series. Disappointment for the U.S. and especially this men's team, which played so well for a large chunk of the competition.
Yeah, absolutely, Jason. And for John Schuster and his team, they see the doors open here. They got to put it in the forefoot for the win and just not able to get the distance out of it.
So the American Cup will be awarded to China when we return. NBCSN Curling Night in America has been brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. See car insurance in a whole new light. And by USA Curling, where Olympic dreams begin. After all the stones have been thrown and counted, it's China that takes the title, winning the tie-breaking draw to the button against Team USA to grab the American Cup as the overall winners. On NBCSN Curling Night in America, Tanith is standing by with John Schuster.
All right, John, we are finally at the end of this tournament. Can you give us a little bit of a wrap-up? Obviously a tough finish, but an overall perspective.
Oh, I mean, it was a fun event. It was a great event. Unfortunately, I kind of lost draw weight. I had it every single end of the entire weekend until the last couple ends there. The feel just was kind of not the same, and unfortunately, I lost the draw for the men's and then again for the whole team. So I feel pretty bad about that because I had a lot of teammates depending on me there.
Well, as you mentioned, however, you have been playing exceptionally well all week long, and you had the opportunity to do it in front of your hometown. Can you talk a little bit more about being able to play in front of your friends and family?
Oh, I mean, it's great anytime they get the chance to come watch because we're not always near home. So they're watching scoreboards and live feeds and that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's nice to be here and have them all here and with us.
John, thank you.
Thanks.
Time now for the Team USA Aptacular shot of the day, Pete.
Yeah, in the last end of the final draw, Tom Brewster has the opportunity to win this game with a thin little double. The double for two. And he's right on the mark.
And consider if he hadn't made that shot, the U.S. would have won that game and the overall title right there. You can download the Team USA app for all the news and exclusive behind-the-scenes coverage of your favorite athletes. Visit the Google Play and iTunes Store and download the Team USA app today. So the standings for the men, Scotland wins a draw to the button against the United States and John Schuster for the men's crown. Mixed doubles, the team of Corey Dropkin and Sarah Anderson, they take the title there. And the Chinese women victorious with Jamie Sinclair and Team USA, tied with Japan for second spot. But again, the overall winners, Team China in this series, and they get the share and pass around the American Cup as the winners of this event for the second consecutive year.
Yeah, a very talented group of athletes on the Chinese team. They came and just played great the entire event.
So China able to celebrate with the top prize here on NBCSN Curling Night in America, posing for a picture to remember their championship moment. And so many wonderful moments throughout our season-long series, and thankful you were a part of many of them with us. For Pete Fenson, Tanith White, and our entire hardworking NBCSN Curling Night in America crew, this is Jason Knapp saying, so long for now. We leave you with action from the city of Eveleth and Curl Masabi. Our thanks to our great hosts, and how about we do it again next year?